Hey guys, Ryan with Fluid Health and Fitness today, showing you how to do a lateral step up or step to balance with an anterior band tension, otherwise known as a Spanish squat. We're going to do it from an elevated heel. So I have a 12-inch box here, and I've got a wedge that I'm going to use to help to keep my ankle fairly mobile by taking the stretch tone out of the gastroc, and it's going to be stacked on that ledge. So ultimately, we're just going to give more mobility for the knee by reducing the restriction from the ankle by getting the wedge in there. And we're going to take a band anchored at the height of the knee from the step in front of us. So it's an anterior band tension pulling our knee into flexion. So ultimately, we're resisting knee flexion as we're decelerating, which is going to help us to control the stretch tone or the amortization of the tension of the quad, and specifically the single joint stabilizers, the vastus medialis and lateralis. So again, it's about knee tracking and again, controlled stretch tone of the muscles that are typically inefficient or dysfunctional because of a pain guard in the knee. So you'll see this in a lot of physical therapy for the restoration of a knee issue. So we're going to get in, stand up, find our center of balance. Now again, you can use a pole or a dowel to help give you some support, but ultimately this is going to be load bearing into the right side. So we have an open chain, load bearing left, closed chain right. So I'm going to set up my framing with my left side. So it's breath out, set the hips under, pelvic floor. I'm going to twist in slightly on the left and slightly suspend right. Now I'm bracing the left glute and hip flexor, and it's a twist suspend, and I'm going to step downward, loading into the right leg. Now as I go down into load, I'm going to let that knee translate forward, and I'm keeping my center of mass underneath my canister. So I'm holding the hip under with the ab tone and the glute tone, and that's going to force that knee to translate. We want the knee to track over the second toe. As we're doing that, mind the overflow of the hip so that the knee doesn't drive in and valgum, forcing the foot to flatten. So you want to dome the foot by pulling your big toe down and back towards the heel to keep the arch mechanics and keep the knee tracking centrally right over that second or great toe. At the bottom, you're going to hold there for 2 seconds, twist in on the right, brace the right, suspend the hip, and then pull the knee to full extension at the top. And again, you're going to get that terminal knee extension with the hip posteriorly rotated. Feel a nice deep stretch of the hip flexors, activation of the glute, and again, a stretch of the distal hamstring. Let's set it up at a little bit faster. Breath out, pelvic floor, twist left, suspend right, brace the adjoining segments, protract left shoulder, retract right, extend left hip, flex right hip, come down to your first barrier for stretch tone here. Again, if the ankle starts to block, you start to tip into your toe box, stop moving, or if you start hinging through your hip and weight starts to go behind you, center mass starts to go behind, stop moving. Hold there for 2 seconds and then come back up. Twist right, brace right, suspend left, hike the hip up, breathe in. And then reset and do it again. Breath out, pelvic floor, twist left, suspend right, brace all 4 adjoining segments. Load until you feel weight shift negatively from the hip or weight shifts to toe box. Hold there for 2 seconds and then reverse it from the right side. Twist right, brace right, suspend left. Hike up, breath in, full terminal knee extension at the top. And there it is. So again, we're just working on balance and control for load acceptance into the right leg. This would be just like stepping off your left leg into the right leg. And if it's on a slant and you're coming against that force of the band horizontally, it's like walking down a hill or like taking a step down. So you're emulating the momentum forces that your knee has to control on a slant or on a downhill slope or on a staircase. So we're protecting you and we're preparing you to be able to do those things. So if you have any questions, again, reach out admin@fluidhealthandfitness.com. But once again, single leg lateral step up with the Spanish ad. Get after it.